cleaned up easily. So
I lost a lot of mining time. That wasn't so great. And I also need to suicide my overlord here. Look for any sort of a follow-up.
So what are we expecting right here? Say that you're bad like me, and you make the mistake of not having that overlord in position.
I'm expecting an expansion. But because I don't see the expansion, I honestly don't know what to expect. The tech lab and the Marauder tech would have slowed down any sort of tech he's doing, so I'm not too worried about Banshees. But it's always a possibility. There we go. And now I have more than enough time to go ahead and react to those 2 Banshees. A 2-port Banshee. I'm just going to make an evolution chamber and go from here.
Cool.
And it should be game over. He's going to pressure with like the 2-port Banshee and kind of move out with this Marauder Marine combination. But just due to like that scout timing, I have more than enough time to really adjust.
Is this a build that you've seen? Is this something that you would call common, or is this a little more?
This is pretty uncommon. Generally, 2-racks transitions are best made into expansion, just because you don't have to get the Vespene Geyser. I don't like. I don't know. He didn't accomplish anything by going that Marauder tech early on.
Right.
Like, it would have been better if he just went straight Marine to Banshee. The Banshees would have been quicker. It would have been a stronger attack overall. So layers up. Same thing I've done 1,000 times. 2 gas at expansion.
Yep.
Start my Spire. Make sure I have my Zergling position.
1 spore in each mineral line. You're not getting any extra queens. Which, oh wait, I lied.
Yeah,
you're getting 1 extra queen.
1 extra queen. But with these spore placements, I can just kind of hold position my queens here, and I really don't have to move them very far. And the queens will outrange the Banshees, so I don't want to stock up too much extra energy in these queens. I'm a little bit worried of a bio pressure here, and because I know he's so all in, I'm just going to go ahead and make a bunch of Banelings just to prevent any sort of aggression that's coming, because I know as long as I just survive, pretty much, I should be good to go.
Holy hell, you have 54 drones. How did you get that many drones?
Hacks.
I swear. I always have like 39 drones in this position, and I hate my life. I guess there's a lesson to be learned there.
Yep. Not seeing anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I'm following his logic here with this build. Maybe he's got some top secret plan in store for us that we haven't seen yet.
The only thing that I'm thinking now is maybe those were Ravens. Oh, they are. Okay. I'm actually a little bit more worried now. Ravens, this is like a big like turret thing that's been going on. LZ Gamer actually invented this. It's really hard to deal with. They basically just keep spawning auto turrets in your mineral line.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good. Like, I thought of it as kind of a joke build at first, then I lost to it. But generally you want to go with 4 Ravens. So I think he's moving out a bit too soon.
And how do we cope with those? Do we just run drones and leave the turrets alone?
Mutalisk, and you need to tank it with Zerglings. You don't really want to try and run the drones. You just want to scout it ahead of time, like I did with the Xel'Naga Watchtowers. All right, and he still has them on the top right of the map, which isn't good. He should have ran them back as soon as he knew I scouted them.
Not sneaky enough for a machine.
Oh, maybe he is.
+1 air attack, Baneling speed. When do you get the ground carapace?
Oh shoot. Ground carapace, I get both my attack, melee attack, and ground at the same time as I take both the Vespene Geysers in my 3rd.
There go the Raven, maybe. Those turrets are pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
But economically, we're in a pretty good spot. You're sitting here on 1,700 minerals. Is this bad macro, or is this just the way ZVT works?
This is kind of bad macro, I'm not gonna lie. I need a 3rd hatchery, in my main. And this is just basically because Zerglings are so larva inefficient that you are, if you don't get that extra hatchery, you're going to stockpile extra minerals like this.
So as a Zerg player, is it kind of I don't want to say it's okay, but should we expect to have a mineral surplus in this matchup?
If you don't get that extra hatchery, yeah. Like it's really, this is definitely the easiest matchup to get that mineral surplus at.
And what's the good timing on that extra hatchery?
At about the same time your Spire finishes, actually.
Still trying to hunt down that Raven. This is pretty funny.
Yeah.
There it is. So you got to be feeling pretty comfortable right now. You've basically dealt with all of his harass at no loss to yourself. Your macro is in high gear, and basically the game is yours to lose, right?
Yep. As long as he doesn't catch me off guard with any, I don't know, like mech transition is I guess what I'm worried about right now, because I was unable to scout his main. But I doubt that's the case, and even if it was, yeah, it's not the case. But I do see siege tanks, so I do want to go ahead and get that extra, or that Roach Warren down.
Really?
Now I can go ahead, yeah, against siege tanks, like once they get around 7 siege tanks or so, I find you have to have them just to tank for the Banelings.
That's interesting because his tanks, counter roaches pretty hard, and I mean, one-on-one, a tank is always going to beat a roach.
Yep.
Even for cost.
Yep.
But you're saying that when he's getting these marine tank builds, or when he's getting this marine tank ball, I should say, when he has, I don't know if we'd even call that a critical mass, but when he has 5, 6, 7 tanks, you need to add in roaches. That's really a different take on it. Now, is it going to be like a pure roach sling force, or are you still going to be?
No, I'm still very, very Zergling Baneling heavy. It's just like 10 roaches or so, just to take the initial damage. From any sort of attack, like once I engage, because if you look at the cost, like 5 or 6 siege tanks due to a ball of Banelings, when they become engaged, it's a lot less inefficient than it would be to attack a bunch of roaches, or it's a lot more inefficient than it would be to attack like a ball of Banelings. So you always need to lead in with roaches, or you're just going to be throwing away all your Banelings. And Zerglings tank, yes, but they don't tank well enough, especially once there's high tank numbers. So I find I have to have those roaches in there.
Little add-on snipe. And this is very typical machine fashion, 24 mutas, and then just lots of everything else. You've droned up to 65. You said the other day that we want to have like 80 drones in ZVP.
Yep.
How does that apply to ZVT?
In Zerg vs Terran, it's a little bit. You want to have between 70, I guess, and 80. Not quite as high as Zerg vs Protoss, but like right up there, pretty much. You're not going to be replacing your army so many times, and even if you do, it's going to be a lot less expensive than it would be to replace your army ZVP.
Right. So Terran looks like he's basically just kind of sitting back, and he's not in a position to push. Looks like he's got a little harass happening here. You've seen that, and you're dealing with it. At what point do we say, okay, let's go attack?
Never. You really can't attack into like a sieged up Terran like this. I have to wait for him to push out, or I'm just throwing units away. I can harass with Muta, but honestly, to be efficient, you really can't. And he's moving out now, so might be able to engage here. I'm gonna go ahead and harass his main.
Muta's in the back, I love it. There you see the rest of his army is on creep. I'm gonna watch this from the machine cam. See if I can just get this engagement. Machine cam, of course, 3 times as fast as a normal cam.
He's trying to bait me up to attack into his siege tanks.
Yeah. Something that we've all played against as Zerg players, and it's so frustrating. Just stim kite, stim kite, stim kite.
Mineral field depleted.
And you replaced your mutas that you lost with roaches, which is something I missed at first, but I see that now. And
Our forces are under attack.
if I was coaching you, I might say, hey machine, getting 2 upgrades in 1 Evo chamber is not the best way to spend your gas.
Oh shoot, did I do that? That wasn't good. Should have started my hive earlier too.
So this sucks, man. He's sieged up
Yeah.
on your high ground. How do we deal with this?
Wait for him to unsiege.
Appropriate time to lag, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as I saw those 4 tanks on siege, I knew we were gonna go hold it.
Alright, so you just crushed that. Sad face. I would make a sad face, but I'm not a ref. So.
There you go.
So wait until the machine, the tank's on siege, and then we go followed up with a big attack. So explicit,
Yeah.
not happy.
At that point, you're just gonna have to look for better unit positioning. You can't ever attack up a ramp like that against like a ton of siege tanks with banelings or anything. So I was actually just kind of waiting for him to move out and start killing my natural.
Yeah.
But if he would have been unsieging and sieging 1 tank at a time, I wouldn't have been able to engage like that. But I just kind of caught him out of position.
Alright, well I'm going to just keep making on Metalopolis because I think that gives us the best look at all the different kinds of scenarios we can find ourselves in.
Okay.
And I'm going to put you up and have you go 1 more, and then maybe
Alright.
I'll jump up for the next one. We will just see. I feel like we get a lot of good looks when you play, more so than when I play.
It's alright.
That's like the machine battle cry. It's all right.
I play this game a lot more. I don't know what else to say.
So folks in the stream are asking, hey machine,
Mhm.
if that little push had gone a little more slowly, if instead of unsieging 4 tanks at once, he slow pushes you 1 tank at a time, leapfrogging, how does that change the way you engage there?
I might have even just sacrificed my natural at that point, because you do not want to engage like up a ramp ever like that against Terran. It's like rule number 1. So I guess I probably would have sacrificed the expansion, pulled back, taken another base, and then just given him my natural, and then started to kind of add more production facilities down at the bottom. Or I would have countered. What I was actually almost about to set up to do is just counter his natural if he puts too many units alongside that, and that's also what I was trying to set up with my Mutalisk. If you notice, I was engaging the natural and kind of trying to pick off some of the tanks, the Thors, his unit rallies. And so I would have just countered probably and sacrificed my main and naturals. That's another option. But you do not want to ever move up and engage against that. It's just throwing away units.
So if we sack the natural, if we counter him, you know, that puts us in a sort of base trade scenario. Were you in a
Yep.
position where you were comfortable to kind of do that?
Oh yeah, 2 fully saturated bases at the bottom, and I was transferring even more drones.
Mhm.
And I was also taking 2 more bases as well. I had drones sending